Yo, what's up guys? Shendamian or Shendaman here. The KR PTR Patch Notes just went up and I immediately jumped to the demonic section or the Shadowhunter section. I'm just gonna quickly speed run through this, but I had a quick glance before this. So first off, demon skill damage coefficient from the spec stat has been changed as follows: 0.6 to 0.65. So more damage increase from demon skills with the spec scaling. So higher spec scaling now. Increase the damage of encroachment and normal skills in PvE by 3.2%. So this is more of a perfect suppression buff. 3.2% overall damage buff for perfect suppression. They made nimble cut, which is a skill that no one used, by the way. They made it so that this old tripod encroachment release, right now it's a 2-hit. It's a meter spender skill. They changed it so that it only just does 2 hits and it gives you a lot of gauge. So it might be useful in future builds, I'm not too sure. Slasher, they changed the bleed tripod to a synergy skill. So that's the bleed tripod is this one right here. So this one is now a synergy skill. So normally you take crit rate, but I guess if you have crit, then you can take the synergy skill. They removed the attack range on the wide attack. So the attack range is here, wide attack here. They made it so that it just increases your move speed when you're after you use the skill. And because they removed the attack range, they added it to the powerful blow tripod, which I did actually use. So basically they're making this skill more flexible, I suppose, which is actually pretty good. I like this. And something good that I complained about in my previous video is the spin kick tripod, right? Spin kick tripod that no one used on demonic slash here. You usually use the double dash if you max it out. They made it so that it can go through bosses if you take that tripod. So now it's like a dark axle or like a reposition skill, something I said in my previous video, which is good. I like this big buff. Cruel Cutter, I read this. I honestly don't know what this means because the translation just says it looks the same. Damage during PvP has been reduced. Rip that. Reduce the maximum number of hits. So this is something that I also complained about. There are too many hits on this skill. They reduced the ticks on the skills, because after I read this, I was expecting like a damage increase, but there's not. But it looks like damage occurs 2 times per hit. So I think it's around the same like hits total, but like each tick does like 2 numbers maybe. I'm not too sure. And then they're just talking about it for each tripod, right? Change the distant attack tripod to the double-edged strike tripod. So the tripod that made it so that the further the saw goes, the more damage it does. They changed that so that that's this one right here. I think it's a range attack, I believe. They changed that so that it removes the back attack modifier on the skill and it increases the crit rate, and also gives you a just a flat number, not by distance. So this is interesting because what does that exactly mean? I'm honest, I actually don't know. Does that mean like, I don't know. I honestly don't know what that means. It's pretty interesting. We'd have to try it for the builds, but we'll see. Thrust in practice got an 8% damage increase. Nice. Grind chain damage increase by almost 60%. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Back attack has been removed. This is now a Hitmaster skill. Are they trying to make Hitmaster PS a thing with all these tripods that remove the back attack or something? I don't know. Slightly increased the height of the attack judgment. Adjusted the location where the target moves when hit. So that's more like a PvP kind of thing, because I know it had some weird shenanigans of the positioning of the enemies. The strengthened strike tripod has been changed to fatal strike. So the damage increase just got to crit damage. Okay, interesting. Change damage amp. So they removed the synergy and they replaced it with just evasion rate. So I mean, to be fair, no one really used this, so I guess it's fine. It's a good change, I suppose. Something that no one used, I suppose. And they removed the evasion rate from here, so they added it to a different tripod, and then they made it so that the evasion rate tripod is just increases the damage. So they just moved the skill to this tripod that they removed the evasion rate on this tripod and just put it onto this one because no one uses synergy, and they just made this a damage increase tripod, which got removed from this one. Okay, so they're just moving stuff around. Change the continuous attack tripod to encroachment liberation. So this is now a spender. Interesting. Grind chain is now a spender, but it's not back attack. So what does that mean? Does that mean like back attack is dead? I don't even know. I honestly don't know. It increases the cooldown by 8 seconds, and it also gives you crit rate. So that's interesting. I don't know what that means. And the other tripod, grind zone, which is the one where you just throw it and it just stays there for a bit and it comes back. Like it's like a wherever your cursor is. It looks like they improved the damage. Oh, I get it. It's now a chaos. Okay, so they made it so that it increases damage dealt to I guess like lower tier monsters. So it's a chaos dungeon skill. Okay, whatever. Spinning weapon, damage increased by 22%. Okay, nice buff. This is also a this is also not a back attack skill, and this is also one of your spenders if you're using it. They made it so that it increases cooldown by 4 seconds, so now it has an extra 4-second cooldown, and it also increases your crit rate by 20%, and that's it. Just 4-second cooldown increase, and also gives you 20% crit rate. But what does this mean? I'm seeing these spenders, and each of them can have no back attack on it. I'm confused. Is Hitmaster PS becoming a thing? I don't know. Demonic Clone has a 14.6% gauge increase now. Nice. Demon Vision got a 12% damage increase. Okay. In PvE. But they reduced the gauge gain by 2.7%. Okay. So this might kind of affect. I don't know how much this is gonna affect, but it definitely affects DI a little, because you don't usually use this as a damage skill. So I might actually no, it doesn't affect DI too much. I think they're just making it so that other skills can generate more gauge, because usually if you miss your laser, you're kind of fucked. So the overflowing power tripod has been changed. So that's the charge one. So if you're using the laser, you're usually using the instant one, the one where you shoot it instantly. They're making it so they're changing the overflowing one, which makes it an extra level of charge. Oh, they're making it so that you can turn speed increases, so you can aim it a little better. So are they making this a damage skill now? I'm not too sure. Demon's Grip gets a 17.9% gauge increase. Okay, so that's also kind of big. They're changing the quick prep to just crit rate. 10% gauge increase on Rising Claw. Okay, nice. That's actually big. So almost every demonic skill that I've seen so far is getting a gauge increase, except Demon Vision. So they're making other skills more reliable in case you miss your laser, I guess. I'm not too sure. Piercing Thorn, a skill that no one uses outside of PvP. They increased it by 32% in PvE. Wow. Ironically, because no one uses it outside of PvP, they nerfed it in PvP by quite a bit. Encroachment gauge. So again, they're increasing the gauge increase. They're increasing the gauge gain on these purple skills, on everything except laser. It looks like even Howl and Decimate got one. But what do they do one for Piercing Thorn? They're increasing the damage to enemies increase to crit rate. Triple Thorn is now, what is it? That's the one where more thorns come up, and I remember. But you cannot acquire. Oh, so they're changing one of the tripods on Piercing Thorn to no more gauge gain, but it deals a lot more damage. And Advancing Thorn is the thing that just shoots forward. They're making it so that the skills advance up to 8 meters. When they hit an enemy or use a match on it, they sprout an attack. Oh, so when it hits someone, it just boom. That sounds kind of useful for Chaos Dungeon. And the thing that increases the AoE, or like the size of the damage, they just gave it a damage. So is this used in PS now? You can use this in PS with this tripod here, the one that doesn't let you gauge gain. So gauge gain by 5% on Howl and 2.5% on Decimate. Leaping Blow, that's a demonic A, 10% damage increase, and the S 18.8% damage increase. So not only DI gets a better spec scaling with demon skill damage, they also get a damage increase to A and S, which is actually pretty big. Okay, buffs all around the board for both builds. I like this. Gate of Eruption. So it looks like it's just nothing much has changed. It's just it has maybe a different effect, or it looks like they said skill description. So maybe they're just changing the description of the skill. Nothing's really changing. The dark energy attack has been changed to an attack that pulls the enemy towards the center. Oh, okay. So it pulls enemies towards the center. Number of dark energy attacks has been slightly reduced. Huge explosions happen a little faster. Oh, I see. So the skill is shorter, I think, and it ends faster. So that means it might be good for PS, because usually if a boss walks out of that, it kind of sucks. But we'll see. Okay, not bad. And for Fallen Rune, which is the Demon Awakening, it looks like they're reducing the number of hits. So again, it's not a multi-hit. It just looks like it does all the damage in one explosion now. Okay, nice. Perfect Suppression Engraving. Oh, okay. So they are buffing Perfect Suppression. So it used to be level 1, 2, and 3, 20 to 25 and 30% damage increase. Now it's 20, 28, and 36% damage increase. Okay, so that means Perfect Suppression level 3 is viable, maybe? I'm not too sure. So Perfect Suppression 3 might be a thing now, because the difference between level 1 and level 3 is now 16% instead of 10%, maybe. Maybe it might be a thing. I'm not too sure. I don't know how significant this is, but I still feel like you can probably still go PS1 and you should be fine, but PS3 might actually be an option. I wish I can test this, but I don't have a KR account, but we'll see. And yeah, that's about it. But overall, wow. Yeah, actually pretty big. This is actually nice. I'm gonna probably make another video in the future on any findings that I don't know, probably KR players find, and I can share them with you guys. But yeah, hey guys, yeah, very good. Anyways, I'll probably talk about this more on my stream, which you can go check out, twitch.tv/Shandamon. Be sure to like and subscribe and join my Discord. I'll see you in the next one, dude. Peace.